First the rainfall of spring, and there's a navy blue sky.
All right, brother. Good morning.
Good morning, Carlito.
Where are you right now?
I'm in Richmond,
Street
Virginia.
lamps are cast in there.
Right on, brother. Well, it's bright and early, and we got quite a few things to share with people. You're about to play a gig in our beloved Philly. Let's chat about that. What's going on?
There's a Peacemakers Summit in Kensington, Philadelphia, affiliated with a group called the Simple Way, which is a kind of what they call like a new monastic activist group founded by Shane Claiborne, who's a good friend of mine. We've worked together quite a bit over the years. This particular conference is in response to the ever-present, but also seemingly expanding violence in the rhetoric and in the actual violence of our culture and society. And it's a call extended to communities and of peacemakers and individuals who are going to converge in Philly for the weekend of the 22nd and 23rd of November. So it's next weekend. I was invited to come and contribute and participate. My contribution will be musical. I was asked to lead freedom songs. So I'm going to brush off some old civil rights anthems, which are actually not that old. I mean, what we call the civil rights movement, as you know, was yesterday. And in fact, it's today too. The struggle continues. And that's what this is about. The struggle for peace and for justice and equity and equality, not just in American society, but in the world. So there'll be speakers, there will be seminars, and along the lines of, and dig this, man, check this out. This event is co-hosted by a nonprofit called Raw Tools. And they named it that because war backwards is raw. And so they want to reverse the culture and machinery of war in all of its manifestations. One of the ways that they do that is they have a inferno, what do you call it? What blacksmiths use, a furnace.
Uh-huh.
And there's people there with blacksmithing licenses. Shane is one of them, and another friend named Mike Martin. And what they do, what we do, is people donate and sort of ceremoniously hand over and relinquish their firearms. And then those firearms by trained blacksmiths are decommissioned and taken apart, sawed in pieces, and then thrown into the furnace, and then welded and blacksmithed on an anvil, and shaped into functional garden tools for the use of growing food that can sustain neighborhoods.
Wow.
And also sometimes these pieces of metal, gunmetal, are transformed into jewelry and different kinds of art. In fact, Shane told me that on Friday night, the 22nd, when I sing, I'll be singing into a microphone that has been created out of a dismantled gun,
Yeah.
which
Wow.
is really amazing. It's really cool. The
Yeah,
symbolism of it and the functionality of it. I mean, it's just it operates on a few different levels that I find really compelling.
absolutely. There's a certain irony when you consider the simple way going through all of these, very elaborate ways of bringing back the simplicity of like, let's just grow some food together and eat some food together, which is very much the civil rights approach, like,
Yeah,
right, together,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like building, right? Yeah,
Collectivity. Yeah. I'll be singing not just freedom songs, although that's right in my wheelhouse. That's where I live. So I'd be happy just doing that. But I've also been asked to perform my own songs too.
awesome,
That'll be
awesome.
good.
And how can people find out more details about the show?
Um, the by going to redletterchristians.org
Cool.
and then also simpleway.org.
Will there be any live streaming that you know of for those of us that are a bit too far away? Because it sounds like just a beautiful event.
You know what? I don't know for sure, but they usually do.
Yeah,
They
sounds
usually
good. We can definitely follow all of that on your social media too as a way to find all of that, right?
Yeah, that'd be
All right,
great.
right on. Well, good. W- before we move on to some other stuff, that's the event. That's cool. But what's it like for you to return to Philly? I mean, Philly's pretty close to your heart. You got a whole EP out of it. What's it like for you to return these days? Play a show, see people.
It's going to be great. I mean, it's going home. Um, I've lived in Philadelphia longer over the years than I have anywhere else. And, sometimes when I was on the road full time, I would wake up in the middle of the night somewhere far away. And my first thought was like, oh, am I in Philly? Oh, no. Yeah. Not that I was sad to be somewhere else, but, I think a big chunk of my heart is in the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. Um, I'll be staying with some friends who are musicians I played with for a very long time. And then to see the progression of the simple way, the work that they do, to see Shane, to see some friendly faces. It's going to be, I feel like it's going to be very invigorating. And hopefully we can all of us who are getting together on this trip, hopefully it'll be a deep sort of confirmation of uh, it's time to dig our heels in and and be empowered together to do the work that needs to be done.
Yeah, when I think about and you going to Philly for what I know already about you, and when I hear you right now talk about it being home and waking up far away, it's a special show when you know that you're going to give, but man, you're gonna go and receive. Like, not every show's like that. Some you just
Yeah.
know you gotta go out there and give it your all, maybe to like a completely new audience, right? Like, but
Yeah,
here it's like going to sing with my people.
that's
Uh,
right.
that feels good.
Yeah.
And it feels good for times like these, that are tricky, right? Like where it'll be a nice way to put the barometer on, well, how's the community doing
Mhm.
outside of what the screens tell me people are feeling? Like to just be there together, feeling out where are we at and where are we going in light of everything that's happening around us, right?
That's right. Yeah. And there'll be people from other cities, other places.
And how are you dealing with all of that right now? Like, we have a new president-elect and the times are a changing and there's a lot of there's a lot of upset and unsettling feelings. Merited or not, I'm not sure, but like how
Yeah.
are you coming to all this?
Yeah, I feel it. Um, People are grieving. People are feeling despair, disillusionment. Frankly, I was not surprised about the outcome of the election. Um, I'm disturbed, um, but what it's been doing for me, the way that I've noticed my response internally is uh, I feel uh, more ready than ever and more defined than ever in what it is that I'm meant to do, uh, and what it is that we are meant to do. And that is, let me refer to this Toni Morrison quote, um, which I think is just, it's wonderful. Uh, Toni Morrison is a great um, American novelist, writer, um, and she talks about times like these that we're in at the moment. She says, "This is precisely the time when artists go to work. There is no time for despair, no place for self-pity, no need for silence, no room for fear. We speak, we write, we do language. That is how civilizations heal."
When is she writing this?
This was this was Christmas 2004,
Wow.
following the presidential reelection of George W. Bush. So for many of us, this is nothing new.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
certainly, um, you know, not to speak out of turn, but certainly for indigenous people and people of color and marginalized people, this is nothing new. This does not come as a huge surprise. Uh, in fact, um, what it indicates to me, and maybe to you too, is this is what we're witnessing right now in movements politically that are bent on hateful and divisive and dehumanizing rhetoric. This is not the disease. This is a symptom.
Hmm.
This is a symptom of a deeper disease. And and America uh, has never dealt with its unhealed wounds. It's well, somehow we haven't dealt with our amnesia. We haven't woken up from our amnesia about our deep transgressions. Um, those are the diseases. That's the disease. Militarism is the disease. Capitalism is the disease. White supremacy and racism is the disease. Um, Corporate greed is the disease, right? And the disinheriting of um, of marginalized people is the disease. What we're seeing now is symptomatic. And I think Toni Morrison, and I agree with her wholeheartedly, is she was articulating part of the cure.
Yeah. Yeah, and this goes, I'm going to take it further back, right? Christ himself, oftentimes had like this voice of like, well, why are you all being rattled by all of this?
Mm.
Like our job isn't to be rattled by any of this. It's to do what Tony was saying and what you've been talking about and what the simple way is doing, which is we just continue doing our thing. We are in this world, but not of this world. And all of that loud, boisterous circus can continue to happen. And we can do our part, get out there and vote. But really, our thing is to do our thing, our way, which is to turn all of that which you just described and become the medicine for what the disease really needs and be that hope, be that service, be that difference, be that love, be that peace when things are really getting unsettling and we want to cancel everybody out. Listen, right? Um,
Yeah. And we is the operative pronoun in that sentence, man. Like it's about collectivity. That's part of the remedy to this mythology, American mythology of rugged individualism and every man for himself, right? This is not the way. The way is together. The way is collective. And I agree with what you said in that quote from Christ. We are, well, I guess maybe it was Paul who said it, but we are Jesus said it, yeah, be in the world, but not of the world. I don't think that he meant be so heavenly minded that we're no earthly good.
right,
I don't think that he meant well, just hang on until we all get to heaven.
right.
I think he meant precisely the opposite.
Yeah.
We are in the world, but we're creating a new world.
Absolutely, absolutely. And and I
Co-creating a new world.
and he reaffirms that later on when he makes it really crystal clear, and for some reason it hasn't been understood yet, but thy kingdom come. We're not going. Let's
Yeah.
bring that thing here, and thy
Yeah.
will be done on earth as it
As
is.
it is in heaven. Yeah.
So like that's a fascinating thing for me with when I learn about what the simple way is doing, when I learn about this raw movement, when I learn about what you're doing through your music, right? Which is just making sure that kingdom stuff is happening here. That light is shining bright as opposed to this despair that is awaiting passively something that's to come. Now we can make it happen now.
Yeah. One of the things that I love the most about what I see going on in the world around me right now, particularly in this country, is people are coming together and holding space for each other, and really caring for each other, like emotionally, even physically holding space for each other and eating food together and loving each other, loving on each other. And so it's not really about rhetoric. It's not really, doesn't, there's what I'm noticing is that there's a real substantive need for safe places and safe people to gather and be together in this and hold hands in the darkness. Uh, and so we're not waxing ideology. We're not this is not about right now it's not about like creating manifestos.
Mhm,
It's really about being here for each other.
mhm.
Um, and and out of that fermentation is where the dreamers can dream from and the artists can create from, and that's what I'm interested in participating in.
And you are. And
You are too, brother.
hey, hey, before we sign off, I do want to hear a little bit. A bunch of us have been able to see the cover that Marika Whitaker did of the song Who, but we don't know much of the story behind it all. It would be great to just hear a little bit of like maybe how you guys met and how it now came back as this. And from what you were telling me a little bit before we met up, like there's a next chapter to it as well. Like
Yeah.
fill us in because that was a beautiful cover, man.
Yeah, it really is. I played back to back my album version video that you can see on online on YouTube of the song Who. Um, and the song I wrote uh, released on The Better Angels in 2011. And so I played my video back to back with Marika's for some people, and they kind of all said the same thing. They were like, wow, yeah, her version is like way better than yours, man. Right. It's like, and
Right.
I think what she did is beautiful and brilliant
Yeah.
because it's just her and piano, and as a her phrasing and her arrangement on piano is gorgeous. Her vocal performance is just haunting. And she really draws out the questions that are asked in the song in a mournful kind of way, uh, and
Yeah.
slows it down too. So she had sent me her cover of that just on a iPhone audio recording a few years ago, and I really liked it. And ever since then, I've been asking her if she would record a higher quality one, maybe record a video of it on her iPhone. And she said, sure, I'd love to do that. But it didn't really materialize until a couple weeks ago. And she was planning on doing it on her iPhone, right, at home, at her piano at home. But she went into her studio, and I guess her boss or her coworker is a professional filmmaker, and his name is Tom Backlund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Tom, if you see this, thank you so much. I'm gonna send you an email soon. Um, so Marika noticed that he had his cameras and microphones and things in his studio, where there was for some reason, like a really great piano in the room and lighting.
Great light.
And she
Yeah.
said, "Hey, would you do this?" And he said, "Yeah, let's do it." So they just did it on the fly, spontaneously.
Yeah, one take you were telling me, right? Like,
I guess so, yeah.
yeah.
Um, it's really cool. Lots of different camera angles.
Well, when you have the right song in the right setting with the right performer and somebody who's knowing what they're doing, like that's the way that it comes out, you know? Like it was great.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with it, man. It's really moving.
Tell me,
And
tell me about her dad.
yeah, so her dad is a composer. Um, Howard, Dr. Howard Whitaker, and he was on faculty at Wheaton College for many, many years. He's renowned in the world as a composer, classical composer, and he saw Marika's video of Who, and he asked if he could arrange a choral, uh, do a choral arrangement of the song for many voices. And it was really exciting. So of course I said, hell yeah, let's do that, right? And how do we do that? I have no idea how they're going to do it, but they're going to do it.
I hope that somehow when that arrangement's made, we get you flown out with the choir and because I mean that we were talking about the we earlier, and there's nothing that says we in music than when a choir's backing up the kind of lyrics that you wrote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Um, it's exciting because you know what it means to me is this song. I fully believe that songs have a life force of their own. They sort of exist outside of us, and this song is gaining some traction again. Uh, and I like it. And people who are seeing the video for the first time are saying these questions need to be asked right now. These are the questions that are being asked right now. I would say these are questions that have always been asked and have always needed to be asked. Um, but there is something in the zeitgeist about this song, um, sort of resurfacing.
Yeah. If people want to check out Marika's cover or John's recent video release of Who, um, they can visit your YouTube channel that's really got some great stuff going on as of late. Been loving it. John Francis O'Mara on YouTube. So, yeah, good luck at the Philly show. We'll
Thank
definitely
you.
tune in from afar.
Thanks, man. Let me just say something to everybody and to you, Carlito. So, we've been working together now for several months, and it's been great. Carlito and I go way back to college days, and you're a very good friend, and we know each other's narratives, I think, um, and we're getting to know each other's uh, narratives even more. Carlito, thank you for the work that you've been doing. Carlito has been handling my social media, doing a website that's going to be launched soon, creating it from scratch, uh, populating YouTube, uh, and all social media platforms, including Spotify, and really helping me get my stuff together. Um, and also, Carlito, you're a great friend and a great sounding board. Um, and when I think of the we, I'm really grateful that we're doing this together.
Well, those are well received and very needed words. You know, on the day-to basis, I'm stuck in the grind of just things that I need to do as a father, and to be able to support you in this and part of the whole endeavor is just a reward, really, because it's the real deal. It's the space to talk about real things, just like this, with an artist that is a friend, but that I've admired. And now every now and then we get to sync up again. So this season's been very exciting. So thank you for that, man. As I said, like, and we'll be talking about this more and more in the Crow sessions that'll follow, but I know of some great music that you've got under your wing in a nest, and I just can't wait for the world to hear it. And so all of this is a ramp off for the record you'll be releasing next year, and we'll be talking about that. People can stay tuned, but it is a goodie. And it just needs to be unshackled. Like there's a lot of music going out. But man, when you let me listen to that record on the wake and eve of my father's passing, like um it hit the spot, and it continues to do so. And people need that medicine, not just me. And there will be things that I will, when I'm older, be like, that'll be up there with the things that were worthwhile doing, and a lot of the other stuff that I do will be forgotten because it doesn't matter. So this stuff matters. So keep at it. I'm excited. These are the Crow sessions. People can listen to the full lengths or these short little snippets that we'll be putting out, and we'll be doing more. So tune in.
Thanks, Carlito.
All right, brother. You have a good morning, and we'll be talking soon.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Who took the rest out of rest for the weary? Who took the beating? Who took the fall? Who took the buffalo war for the prairie? Who took the justice out of justice for all?